Yeah, I'm finna play the intro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
BROOKLYN, BROOKLYN,
Yeah, I'm about to put it on.
with the dripping drive hand on, pick and roll, full contact. This is a man's sport. Counting kings, really the king's borough. You know Crown Heights, so you know that sound, right? Brooklyn Bridges, C-Dub defended the Brooklyn Block Party. Clocks and double digits out the Barclays, clicking the whole block is with it.
Fresh off the press.
Now we coming to get it. The shook one's gone, we too Brooklyn strong. Can't stop, won't stop from the Brooklyn block.
There you go. There you go. Nah, that's a fish. Go.
I'll edit it.
Just give me the ball, I'm fitting the score next. My J is all net, me and Jada just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref, trying not to get attacked. Can we go hard on Brooklyn? That's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Miss you, watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. It's been between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. To stir that whole Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel. BROOKLYN, BROOKLYN,
You establish a culture, that's what you do every day. That creates one thing, that it's your identity. Alright, that's how you are seen by other people. If you work really hard, you get 1% better.
You hear Jordi Fernandez say things like culture and identity. His big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Shout to Jordi Fernandez and the challenger. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. You know how it goes. Listen. Hold on. Word. So yeah, listen. This is what it is. Jordi Fernandez is going to represent the Brooklyn Nets when he go to Chicago. I say that Jordi Fernandez, he has a kind of a player, a type of player. He knows what kind of player that's supposed to be on this roster. They did a whole docu-series. They got a part 1, 2. We watched it. We watched some of it. We could watch some more of it. And get to the part where Jordi Fernandez is talking about, you know what I'm saying, his perspective on, you know what I mean, what it is going forward in this draft and culture building, identity building. He's talking about identity. We, as a fan base, need to know who we are. As a team, we need to know who we are. We need to have an identity. Who are we? We gritty. We ain't got no NBA championship. We got an ABA championship. Nobody don't want to give us no credit for no ABA championship, but that's fine. The best thing that we could do is just stay focused on what we could do, and that is the present. It ain't nothing like the present. As a matter of fact, when we go to the draft, probably look like present. Give rap number 1 pick. Now, I'm not saying that's finna happen. I'm just saying, you know, I don't see why not. Or if that's the case, just look at the history of Jordi Fernandez and why the Brooklyn Nets chose him in the first place to represent the Brooklyn Nets in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Think about when he was assistant coach seeing Jokic hooping. Think about when he was an assistant coach seeing Sabonis hooping. Think about Queen in the draft. Queen is a player that they compared to Sabonis and Jokic, and if that's a player that fall in the number that we get, expect us to get Queen. If we could get Fairs over Queen, they probably pick Fairs over Queen. If they could pick the top 3 over Fairs over Queen, look for that. But when Queen or Malawa is the kind of player I think that we want to get, there is examples of Jordi Fernandez seeing the big men have a lot to do with the way they play the game. But Sabonis with the Sacramento Kings, Jokic with the Denver Nuggets, Zach Edey being called up from college to play for the national team for Jordi Fernandez. You feel what I'm saying? He did that. He made sure that happened. As soon as Nick Nurse left and went to the 76ers and he wasn't in Toronto no more, they needed somebody else to do it. He all the way in Sacramento. How he did that call? It's because he know what he doing. He got a reputation. His rapport around the league is that he's somebody that should get that nod. He got the okay, the green light. He's the guy that the Brooklyn Nets said, if we go this route with Jordi Fernandez, the Brooklyn Nets is in good hands. We want him to represent us. He's a first-year head coach. They didn't send Sean Marks. They didn't send Joe Tsai. They didn't send Cam Thomas. Funny, right? They sent Jordi Fernandez. And it makes sense. Don't it make sense that they sent Jordi Fernandez? Did you hear the resume that I see? Did I say he's seen the player development of Jokic, and he was there for years and seasons up until the next season they won the championship. By then he had went to the Sacramento Kings to be assistant coach there. So he's seen the player development and chemistry as a duo between Jamal Murray and Jokic. Come on, chill out. Hold on. Yeah, shout to Jay in the chat. Word. You know what I'm saying? Word. Facts. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. You know what I mean? To the mothers, baby mothers, aunts, cousins, sisters. Shout out to all of the baby mothers in the world. Shout out to all the mothers in the world. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Jordi Fernandez seen the player development of some of De'Aaron Fox and what he became when he was clutch player of the year. He's seen that. He was there for that. Feel what I'm saying? He was there to see Sabonis, and he's seen the 1-2 punch is my point. And we're going to see a 1-2 punch with Cam Thomas. With Cam Thomas and whoever we draft, we're going to see a 1-2 punch. That's a fact. What up, John?
Hey, what's going on, Breeze?
Chilling, man. I'm trying to tell the fans we about to see a 1-2 duo between Cam Thomas and whoever we draft, and it's going to be beautiful regardless of all of the stuff y'all want to talk about. Would it come down to the record and what the record is going to be and all this and that? That's not the point. It's never going to be the point if we focus on getting a draft pick in 2026. When I would win and be the point. It's about, can we build with these two players as a duo? And the answer is yes. There's nothing but evidence showing that Cam Thomas is going to be a good teammate to whoever we draft. Look for it to be an immediate duo, a tough one too. Facts.
It's definitely exciting for sure. Because now we're getting to crunch time. We are less than 2 days away from the biggest day we've been waiting for almost a year now. And, you know, I think it's great that they sent Jordi. I know some of the Nets fans are like, yo, let's do Mr. Wham, let's do Vince Carter. I understand why they chose Jordi. They got the Scout documentary series coming out. The organization now wants to take control of the reins to kind of show they do care about the direction and they want to send the guy that's really invested. What did Jordi say in the documentary? He wants a team with soul. He wants a team that's dedicated. So having him be there for that first lottery pick, whether it's a top 3 pick, a 4 or 5 pick, a 6 through 7 pick, he's going to be there to say, you know what, I'm ready to take whoever this pick is, and we're going to run some magic with it. We're going to build it from the ground up. So I think there's a lot to be excited about, and I hope for the Brooklyn base that we do get a top 3 pick. I still got 5% hope that those 6 odds could break through and get a top 3 pick, but I wouldn't even be disappointed with a 4 or 5 pick. As long as we crack the top 5 on Monday, I think Jordy's going to be excited. The organization's going to be excited. The fan base will be going crazy on Twitter on Monday. So let's ride this out and see what happens on Monday. I hope Jordy's holding a top 5 pick in his hand by the end of the night.
Right. So that's more what I wanted to hear of us agreeing on that we should be happy with a top 5 pick. Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets, John. Of course, he's on everything Brooklyn Nets. And his name is John. That's why he's everything Brooklyn Nets, John. Shout
Facts.
to my guy. This is JTV also on the panel.
Yay.
Shout to Big Tone on the panel. I ain't see Big Tone in a minute. Shout to Tony
Big
Time
Tone,
in
the
the
Heat
chat.
fan.
Yeah.
That's my man. I ain't never unfollowed from his page. He be going crazy on Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, I heard you talking shit about my Miami because Cleveland beat a sucker. I heard you. I'm
Man,
listening.
you ain't
I
hear
told
much, man. They got him up
I,
out
I,
of here real quick, man.
yeah, well, I mean, it just was a testament to our season. Death,
Yo, I just
divorce,
saw. I just saw.
scandal.
I was just
Yeah,
watching a
it was
YouTube
a
video.
perfect ending.
They
Go
said the
ahead.
Heat. This was the worst playoff loss in NBA history.
In history.
I
Yeah,
said, God
that's
damn.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
I mean, it ended the way it's supposed to because the way it ended was the way our season went. Like I said, death in the family, spoiled divorce, investigation with gambling, Terry Rozier and everybody. Then you had Kevin Love death. Then you had Jimmy debacle and problems in the locker room. And yet we still, without Jimmy, made it to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, nobody want to go out like that. We don't want to go out like that.
Word.
But I mean, it was what it was, man. I'm not people. I'm sorry, my wife brought me the remote. It must went out. You got to
And
start
shout
all
out to
over.
that.
But
You know what I mean?
it went out.
That's
Good
black love.
partnership. Good partnership.
I mean, but we just went out. Now we'll come back. We'll come back. Come October, and
Yeah, I'm glad.
everything
I'm
will be more
actually,
settled.
I'm
Everything will be
actually,
more settled. Now I
yeah,
don't know what moves we're gonna make.
I'm actually glad you're here. I'm gonna get to Jay first, but then I'm gonna get to Big Tone. But when I do get to Big Tone, it's gonna be about, the lottery pick that they had, or just shy of it, and how he
20.
played it.
Yeah,
How I
we
thought
number
he should have
20.
got more minutes and more opportunities, but more like a Bam and whereas a 1-2 punch. But Jay, go ahead, Jay.
What's good, y'all? I ain't really have much to say.
Hey,
I was just
Jay.
tapping in. Know what I mean, I know Monday is a day of reckoning. Know what I mean, it's gonna go one
Definitely.
way or the other, and I'm just excited to see it. Know what I mean, I just actually woke up, so I ain't really get to watch none of the playoff games tonight. What happened tonight with the game?
Oh man, Pacers got embarrassed tonight. Cavs came out and just walked the dog with them, man. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what was
they
supposed to happen from the beginning?
nah, bro. No, it's incredible play by Donovan Mitchell, bro. He had 40 again. Like
He's been killing it.
But he been
Garland,
doing that.
Garland got it. Garland got it. When Garland was on the court, he made a difference. But he didn't
Garland
get
played
the.
today.
Yeah, he played today.
He
He
got a
made
lot
a
of foul
difference.
trouble though.
He
That was his main
definitely make a
problem.
difference, and he's tough to guard, bro. He's really fast, bro. They talk about Maxi and how fast he is. He might be faster than Maxi, bro. Like he's fast.
And Garland is crafty. Like he's crafty with his moves a
Oh,
little bit, and he's fast.
He
hold
threw
on,
out a
yeah,
great
we got.
assist pass
Oh
today.
yeah, we got a super chat. Shout out to Leaf Diggy, a moderator on this
Whoa.
page. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
$10 super chat. It's
I'm not
Friday.
feeling
Nigga got
generous
paid.
tonight.
Shout out to Leaf Diggy, a moderator on this page. He sent a $10 super chat. Nothing to sneeze at. Big dog shit.
Word up.
Um,
If y'all think y'all a big dog, send 11. Know what I mean? Leaf already sent 10. Send 11. Know what I mean?
so you know what I'm saying. This is his handle, youtube.com/at leaf4788. On the panel with us right now, actually. What up, Leaf? How you doing?
Hey,
Yo,
Lee.
what up, bro? Yeah, nah, I just came from Aqueduct. I'm kind of up. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Hey.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, I remember my grandfather used to take me there when I was a little ass kid. Used to go to watch the horses and the dogs race.
Yeah. I know. I was over there with my granddad. He had hit a number,
Oh,
and
word? That's what's up.
yeah, he hit a number, and then I
Nice.
next thing I know, I was up like a couple $100, bro. So that shit came in handy in time. I need more, but I got out of there in
That's
time
what's
though.
up.
So
There you
before I
go.
start losing some bread, I got out of there. It looked
Nah,
like
yo,
look like
it's
all
good to hear
because
that.
it looked like all the old head Asians was coming up in there. They was starting to round up. So I was like, let me get up out of here.
And it's funny because I never did no parlay on the dog. Like I ain't never. Let me just bet on
Nah,
these
I never
sports.
did no parlay on a dog or a horse neither, bro. But I mean, like I know a couple of people that did it and they was up, but I never bothered to do it. But I got up on a baseball game earlier today, so I was good.
Okay, okay. Shit, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. You want to say? I'm gonna give you the big screen, dog. I mean, you want to say anything? You want to get in say anything in particular?
Oh, just Monday. I will be going live for the draft lottery, and I guess whatever game is on that night, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Tune in to youtube.com/athlete4788. I will be doing Leaf is the League. During that time, I will be doing the live draft lottery. I think it's gonna start at 7 p.m. or whatever time it start, but I'm gonna make sure I get my time constriction straight. And yeah, definitely, man. So that's what I got coming up. And
But,
WNBA,
nah, hold on to the topic of the show. What do you think about Joey Fernandez representing us in Chicago for draft? Like the pick we get.
I think that's great. I mean, he's obviously the beacon of hope for what we want to do going forward, bro. Like he's obviously been the like I guess sort of best kept secret in the league, but not too much of a secret anymore because everybody the rapport that he had as an assistant coach led as a head coach now in his first year. I mean, obviously we're gonna have some struggles, but it's probably one of the brightest lights in the organization right now. That is Jordi Fernandez. Oh, I definitely appreciate it. I wish I could have went on behalf of us, man, but I ain't getting no Chicago money, man. So I'm still in Brooklyn.
Ray LM said, "Crazy how the lottery 2 days away,
Yep.
man."
Year goes
Yeah,
by quick.
That's what this is the night we've been waiting on, bro. Like I mean, this is 7, 8 o'clock, whatever time it is, around that time. We gonna know if the NBA really give a damn about this
Wait,
side of the Mississippi or not.
so it ain't no games
yo,
on Monday?
Nah. This game's on Monday. I think I want to say hold on. Just give me a second.
How they gonna have the lottery at the same time? It's gonna
I
be
don't think
game.
there is. I
They
think
probably gonna have the lottery like 30 minutes before the Celtics game. So I mean yeah
Okay. Okay.
that's gonna
oh,
yeah
okay.
game four is start at 7:30. So that means the draft lottery gonna take like 30 minutes. Probably gonna start at 7.
7. Yeah, you're right. There's a
Yo, man,
delay.
y'all think the Celtics just been selling so they could win on their home court? You know what I mean, win four
I
games
think they
straight.
underestimated the Knicks. I think been too lazy, relying too much on stupid threes. Do interior offense, you probably would have won these last 2 games. The Celtics
Well,
underestimated
Tatum's
those
hot
Knicks.
is also a sucker though.
hold on,
You
y'all,
got to put
hold
that
on,
I,
hold on.
into.
Time
I'm
out.
off the
Before,
big screen. I thought it
hold
was
on,
this.
y'all, hold on. Before we talk about the Knicks, hold on, just time out. I wanted to ask Big Tone about the rookie they had. I forget how I say his first name, but his last name is Ware. And just
Khalil.
collect.
Khalil one.
Yeah, Khalil.
Mm-hmm.
How does he play next to Bam? Like, is that a duo, twin tower type of
Oh,
thing?
oh
What's happening
no,
with that?
no, that's all money. It's just I told you we was just going through a whole lot of shit, man. And Spo didn't play him until like January. So he was sitting on the bench from start to like January, February. He will put him in, the first 1 or 2 games, couple of minutes, and then he set him out and wouldn't play him no more. But he didn't really start the two big lineup until like January, almost February. So he
That was
missed
good.
out
That
on.
was good or bad for Miami.
I think it was bad. I think it was bad because if he had started him at the beginning, he possibly could have got Rook of the Year because he would have been in tune. He would have had the chemistry. But it was just so much going on, man. Again, it was just so much going on, and Spo, and then he just kept this Terry Rozier thing going. Terry was averaging 18 before he got injured. Then he get injured. He come back. Then he just completely like he never played basketball before. But Spo kept him in. Then Spo divorce come. Then Terry, right after Spo divorce come, then the motherfucking investigation that Terry Rozier was gambling. So
Oh,
that
what was
came.
that like? That was crazy.
Yeah, man. Look, I told y'all, man, there was a whole lot of shit going on. Then the Jimmy debacle. It just got personal in the locker room. It just got bad. But they fought through it, man. I mean, even though they was losing, they just couldn't get the rhythm there. He had like 31 different starting lineups. He just was all it was just a whole debacle, bro. That this whole year. Because that's why I say we went out like we supposed to went out. Because it was a testament of how our year was. That loss was truly a statement. If you want to know how our whole year went, just look at the loss. You can just look, not even the 04, look at the last game, 55, lost by 55 points. Just look at that game alone. That's how our year was. So, Khalil Ware, so we learned a lot of things afterwards. Pella, that boy gonna be a beast. Then we get the trade. I never liked I liked Wiggins' game, but Wiggins always had a mental situation. I said it when he was with Golden State. I said, I would love to have Wiggins, but I don't want his mental problem. He had too many home situations. He had too many home situations, personal situations at home. He had it in Golden State, and goddamn, when he traded here, he brought it here. He brought it here, bro. And so all that, but him waiting until January, February to finally put in regular rotation, Khalil Ware, Bam Adebayo. It was he just waited until January, February. So we just fought. We lost games. Like I said, like 31 different starting line. We just couldn't get no rhythm, couldn't get nothing. Jimmy, then finally got traded. Then we went on that 5-game winning streak. So we got a little bit of chemistry going with that 5-game winning streak. Then we lost a couple games, and then we end up in 10th seed.
So hold on, Big Tone. What I'm saying is, like, the reason why I asked about Khalil Ware is because we can't tolerate that. As a fan base, I can't tolerate that, man. I can't tolerate the head coach getting a lottery pick and not playing him until January, February.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
As a fan base, we did all of this just to wait to see January, February in the rotation.
Yeah, boy, let me tell you something.
On a fan, bro, the fans is gonna flip tables, man.
Well, if you go back in January, listen to my stream. Motherfucker, I was calling for that dude. I want him fired. I want Spo out. I don't care where now, me, I'm a fan, so I can say that. I ain't gonna let nobody on the outside say that. But that's how truly pissed off I was of Spo. Because a lot of them games we lost, it was because of his rotation. And we knew from that point, Spo really was going through some bull crap, bro. This was not this dude. Bro, what kind of rotate? You ain't playing.
That's the way you feel?
Guys?
I was in the video that I was just watching, they were saying that and I don't know if you feel that way, but they were saying that Miami Heat fans are trying to promote Spo to president of basketball operations, and they want Pat Riley out of there or promoted out of the president role. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
Well, I think no. It's time.
Okay.
Pat turned 80 this year. He turned 80, and a month ago, and it's just time. It's time for Pat. He outdated. But look, it's a good old boy network over there in our front office. Pat ain't going nowhere unless he retired. They ain't firing Spo now with Popovich out. He's the longest tenure head coach in NBA. They're not firing Spo because one thing they're not firing Spo because they knew what he was going through with that divorce. And even hold on, y'all, I ain't said this part. Even in the midst of the report in divorce in January, they even had the reports out that Jaime Jaquez was sleeping with his wife. So this is what was going on in Miami in that locker room, bro. This is what was going on in
God
that locker room.
damn. Wait, hold
Yeah,
up. Jaime
what
Hawkins?
Miami Heat. Yeah, the young boy. Yeah. Oh man, that's why I keep telling y'all, bro. We had problems, bro. We had problems
I
this
fuck
year,
with
bro.
Triple J, man. I like Jaime Jaquez Jr. He's
Oh
nice.
no, he turned out. And let me tell you something. I
What
could
was his
almost
pick? What
believe
was
it.
his number for draft? You drafted him at what?
What
I
was
think he
Triple
drafted
J?
him top 10 or
18,
15,
18,
15 or
yeah,
something.
15, something like that. Yeah,
Okay. So
Hey,
y'all
2
had
years
two.
ago.
So y'all had two just shy lottery picks with Wade. Well, he was 15 and Jaime Jaquez that he was 15, and that was back-to-back seasons, right?
Right, back-to-back
I
season,
ain't
right?
gonna
Because
lie.
we
They
got
always get something
Hyman
at they
first.
always get something
Yeah,
at 15.
we got 20 this year. We had 20 this year.
Oh, yeah,
Now
got 20 this
somebody,
year? Okay.
yeah, somebody, because once we had two, we had 1 to 10, but once we made the playoffs, we lost one. I think to Charlotte. I think Charlotte got them. Either OKC or Charlotte got it back. So we only had one. So we got the top. We got 20. I'm telling you, we've been doing good for the outline. It might have been, 14, 15, 20, 22. But we've been doing good, just like Lawson. Lawson was 22. And that motherfucker, he's a beast, bro. That young boy is a beast. He's a lockdown beast, man. So we've been getting lucky with our picks as far as the 15 and 20 and 27. No, Lawson was, matter of fact, Lawson was
I will let you finish,
27.
but the best 27th pick is Cam Thomas.
That's right.
Okay.
Actually, it's not.
Yo, bro, that's a Kanye West joke, bro. Relax. Like I will let you
Well,
finish, but yeah.
offense, I can give you, I damn sure can give
But
you
that's what I'll be
Cam.
saying. What's his 27 pick that's better than him?
Siakam, Dennis Rodman.
Remember we had this discussion already. It was somebody
Yeah.
else that Leaf
I
was
just
on for
wanted to
real
see
that
who
he
was gonna
felt was
say.
better than
But
Cam
I
Thomas.
No,
want to hear that.
it's a couple of
No.
niggas.
But what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying is,
saying.
I like to hear the players because it shows the company that Cam Thomas is in. Further
But
to what
that's the company that he in right now. Siakam, Dennis Rodman, and one of Jay favorite players, the Big Bad Get.
Yeah, I think he was bringing up. Rudy was 27.
Yeah, Rudy was
See, that's how
27.
you know you trash. You 7 foot something, and then they don't draft you till
Man,
27.
bruh,
You know you trash.
don't
I mean,
please.
the nigga Cam Thomas led the SEC in scoring. He went 27. So I mean, it
Bruh,
is what it is.
don't get me started with that 7'92" big dumb goofy.
Thank you. Appreciate you,
Bruh, I
Big
swear
Toe.
to, let me tell you
Hold
something, man.
on, Big Tone,
That's one of Jay's favorite players right there.
Hold on. We regularly cook the Big Back End. But I just wanted to say this is Ace Bailey. This is Ace Bailey on the screen. One of the players that I wanted to ask the Nets fans: do y'all think that Jordi Fernandez wants him on the team based on what we know? Based on and again, this is everybody, every fan would can answer this. Definitely want to hear from Big Tone too. But I want to say, yes. I would say first and foremost, yes. I would say, yeah, definitely. You're not going to get a 6'10" wing that's going to be dribbling like this. If he's working on his handles, this is one of the first things he's working on in player development in his rookie year. And Jordi Fernandez is kind of like put emphasis on continuing to work on his handle, making him a ISO threat that could put the ball on the floor, kind of like Noah Clowney with a handle. So if you know what I mean, then yeah, we drafted him. I could see the Brooklyn Nets. I could see Jordi Fernandez wanting him on the team. I see that as possible. But we're gonna go to Big Tone. Talk to us.
So he's 6'10".
6'10".
Oh yeah, I'm taking him.
Oh, Queen?
No, this is Ace Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah, 6'10", because that's all we need. We need two. I don't want no more. Anything shorter than anything less than 6'10", I really don't care. I'll wait. I don't want no more. We
but
got
this is 6'10" small forward / power forward.
But
he got a 6'10" center / power
yeah,
forward.
No. We just need we need a wing guy out there, 2-3 guy. With like he's 6'10", so that means he got about a 7'1", 7'2" wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what we need. And again, he 19, 20, See,
Yeah.
like I told everybody, want us keep it. Hey, bro, if they're 27, if they're older than 27, I don't give a damn if it's AD, KD, BC, any alphabet or letter.
What?
I don't want them.
Yeah,
I don't want nothing
hold on.
over
Let's go.
27.
Hold on, let's Leaf. I know you've been speaking more to the fact that you know what I'm saying. You want an Ace Bailey on his team, but would you take him over Cooper or Dylan?
I'm taking him over Dylan. I'm not taking him over Coop.
Okay. That's okay. Say what? You ain't gonna say what?
Oh wow. Well, I'm taking him over Dylan because the same thing I said before. But like, and as far as a point guard is the last piece to our puzzle. Now I know it's a lot of wings in the next draft, but the thing is, we got to ensure that we don't have enough to win this upcoming season to get to that point. I mean, if we get Ace, bro, like he kind of like he's still gonna be project type of material, but we know how he gonna eventually. Well, we got a feeling eventually how he gonna turn out in terms of his skill set. With the way that our roster is going, we trying to at least gear our roster up to be a bottom five team in the next draft, so we could go after AJ. We could pair him up with a possible AJ DeBonso or Cam Boozer. So that's gonna be like kind of our three and our four, and then we could go fill the roster out on the rest of the way. So I would definitely take Ace over Dylan just because of that aspect, bro. Because I think the point guard is the last piece to our puzzle.
Why?
Okay.
I need to know why is the point guard the last piece and not the first piece.
The point guard is the last piece because I'm just looking at examples around the league. I mean, Tatum and Brown, bro, before they got Drew Holiday, they got together. Then they got Drew Holiday last. When Denver got Joker, bro, they got Jamal Murray 2 years later.
What
When
about when they got Curry? They got Curry, then they got other pieces around. Like if we could get a 6'6" point guard, that's nice and like able to like be here, like to home grow the franchise point guard. That's not a good thing.
Nah, I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I'm just saying that a point guard, the point guard that we want is the point guard that like it's gonna be harder to get. To me, it's gonna be harder to get elite wings out of the draft than it is to get the elite point guards out of the draft. Like the Curry, like the thing that you mentioned with Curry, Curry is an anomaly, bro. Only him and Isaiah Thomas is the only point guards that's undersized, bro. Like to lead their teams in championships to lead their teams to championships. So like that's really an anomaly. What you need to win in the league is elite wings and elite front court. You know what I'm saying? So I would get a point. I would go after a point guard. I like Dylan. I even like Jeremiah Fears, but I mean if we got a chance to get Ace, I'm going after him. I'm going after Ace.
So you saying,
Okay.
let's say we get the number 2 pick. You
What
saying
about you, Jay? But
it's
what would
Ace?
you what would
I
you do?
want Ace. I would rather Ace.
What about you, Jay? What would you do?
Honestly, because I feel like this draft is so important, I would go Dylan over Ace only because if we had the second pick, because I feel like Dylan has already shown that he's more consistent and more of a sure thing. And Ace, d- people can just keep saying there's too many. Like, yeah, he got the most potential, maybe, but he got the most potential to not make the potential either. Like, Dylan is already there. He comes from championship DNA.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with it
All right.
if I had to
That's
pick.
what's up.
But I'd love to have both of them on the team. But if I had to pick, it
Yeah.
seems like Dylan is more ready right now. Championship DNA. He's proven it on the court this season with more consistent. So
Mm.
I would probably have to lean towards that. And he's a 6'6" point guard. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie, man. You make a strong case for you know what I'm saying. Dylan over Ace. What about you though?
But I'm not bad at what Leaf was saying either though.
Yeah,
I agree
yeah,
with a
no, no,
lot of
no.
the
But
stuff that
that's what I'm saying. This not we all on the same team. We gotta be on. I'm trying to see how much we on the same page before the draft actually happens. You know what I'm saying? But stay there. We're gonna get right back to you. We're gonna go to LM. We ain't hear from LM yet. Shout out to LM. You taking Ace over who? And who's over Ace? in this draft if we, you know what I mean, got a chance at ace?
Uh, I think it depends on where you at. Um, I mean, if we're two, then I would think
So
for me,
what's the only players you picking over ace? That's the question for everybody.
Cooper, probably Cooper and Dylan. Realistically, I would take both of them over Ace at this point. Um, I think Dylan, especially now that Horty's representing us, if you get the second pick, you know, you talking about what people calling the point guard whisperer. He might fall in love with Dylan. Oh, I got a guy that can do what I want to orchestrate on the court,
Mm-hmm.
and is 6'6" point guard, can defend, can one of the one of the best scorers in the draft as well, besides Ace Bailey, and Trey Johnson.
And from what
Um,
I hear, one of the best finishers at the rim. Pause.
yeah, he's one of the best finishers at the rim. Can pick a point of attack defender. He one of those Kate Cunningham jumbo big point guards. You know what I'm saying? So you will want to have that at your, your arsenal, especially now that Horty's there. They probably gonna look at Dylan. If we there, I'll take Dylan, but it won't be a surprise if somebody chose Ace Bailey too. Especially you talking about 6'10" wing that can operate from all areas of the court. The two-way potential is there. He's probably one of the most athletic players in the draft besides VJ Edgecombe. Like
Ellen,
you,
would you
yeah.
say? Would you say that? And I know you be watching college ball, but would you say that Ace Bailey is more of a difficult shot maker, but Dylan is more of a consistent shot maker?
You could say that. I think Dylan chooses his spots more wisely. He's not
That's
going
a
to
good
just
point.
go. He's not going to go up there and chuck a shot. He's one of those scorers that can get to the spots, can get to the mid range. I think the only thing with Dylan that he has to work on is his catch and shoot game. He's not really that much of an efficient catch and shoot guy, so where if he's playing off ball, he might have a problem knocking it down if he, you know what I'm saying, in the corner or whatever. But other than
Yeah.
that,
Ace is a
that's
knockdown
a
shooter.
yeah. Ace can he's a scorer of all sorts. He can catch and shoot. He can create his own bucket. And mind you, he's 6'10", so you know what I'm saying. He's going to be a problem for the smaller wings that you put on him. Like that's hard to pass up. But for the draft and especially who they see as top two, a lot of people is kind of like, yo, I don't want to take the time with Ace because he's more so of a project as compared to Cooper and Dylan, who is obviously NBA ready. You can just throw him in there. And then on top of that, next, I know what Lee said about, the point guard come last, which I'm not really giving pushback to, but you talking about a plethora of wings next year that are better than Ace that you can get and be like, yo, you can pair Dylan up with a boozer or a monster. So you got your point guard and your wing, a
So
set. Dylan and that would be a movie. You know what
so
I'm saying?
hold on.
So
So again, let me again. So sticking to the script, you think the Brooklyn Nets fancy that same way of doing things, where they say, you know what? Because remember, hence the emphasis on the word lottery. There's no guaranteed pick regarding your record. You can't guarantee a certain player just because you have a certain record. So I'm saying that
mhm.
to say the plethora of wings. If they got a plethora of wings to choose from that may be considered better than Ace Bailey, is that the same debate for point guards? Is there a plethora of point guards that's better than Dylan Harper in that 2026 draft? Because if not, then it might be Harper over Ace.
I don't think it's a lot of we got to see because the more I think around December or January 2026 we're gonna see a lot of a lot of the guys that's going into the draft in terms of point guards. But as of right now, especially in this draft, Dylan Harper is the best point guard.
Yeah, I
So
don't care. Yeah,
realistic.
y'all don't consider Ron Harper a star, do y'all? Was Ron Harper a star?
When he was on the Clippers, he might have been a fringe star. But when
The
he
only
played for
Yeah.
the Chicago Bulls, he was more of a role player to Jordan than Pippen. You know what
only
You
reason why
forgot
I'm
he was on
asking,
Cleveland too. He was a star.
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
reason why I'm
I mean? He
asking,
was
because it
on
seems
Cleveland?
like
I didn't know that.
a lot of these stars kids are not doing as well as the role players kids.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
Yeah. Could
He
be,
was a
but
star. He was a star. He just faded, after injuries.
right. But if honestly, if we get the second pick, like I think they go Dylan, and then
Almost
the
definitely.
only thing the only thing with me is next year, do you go Darren Peterson if you do get lucked out? Because the fact of the matter is your shooting guard would be Cam Thomas. If you get
well.
Darren
Hold on.
Peterson, that would
Yeah,
create a I feel like
That's a
that would
can
create
of
an issue.
worms.
So you
That's a can of
you
worms,
would you would
LM.
go for the so next year it's like, yo, I already got Cam Thomas at the two. We got Dylan Harper. Nah, we going for the wing. Give me Boozer or AJ and we make it work there. So if you get Dylan, that's a conversation. But I think next year, if we luck out and get the second pick and get Dylan, and then next year you just go wing, get Boozer, get the monster. You already got your two guard locked up. Now you got to worry about maybe if we get a center with our 19th pick. I think the Milwaukee pick is 19. Maybe you can try to get Hogburner there or whoever. But
Thomas Sorba, man, that would be a
Thomas
great
Sorber, you
pickup.
can get him at 19. You might be able to get your big there if you're thinking of trading Clax. And then whoever
Mm-hmm.
you get there, 2026, you get your wing. You good to go.
Right.
Next year, you can worry about free agency and then
You
trying
still
to
get
build something there.
And I just want to add to the thing about the Ace Bail thing. If we get Ace with the third pick, that would be great for us because he's a great long-term project. He's shown you he's got great scoring abilities. It's just unlocking every tool that he has, making him more complete. I think Jordy would thrive with somebody like that. And based off the videotape we just saw, Ace is taking it serious. He's already getting the practice work in right before the draft lottery. That shows me he really is listening to what's going on around him. Nobody's really looking at him as the number one guy right now. But he's saying, if I put in the work with a coach that really believes in me, I'm going to be the best damn player in 2 years. So I'd be excited with Ace. And I would say this to Leaf's point, there are still point guard options in this draft for us. Trading up for a Yegor Demon or going after a Nolan Trayor or a Boogie Flynn, two guys who will be in that bottom echelon of the draft. If we get Ace or Cooper, there's still a shot to get a point guard with our late picks. So if you get Ace or Cooper, you should try to get a point guard and a big man with your remaining picks. And that would be a successful draft for the Brooklyn
And
Nets if we get Ace.
I'm not. Listen,
fun fact,
listen,
I hold wait. Do we
hold on,
use all four picks?
You
listen.
might
yeah,
trade up. I think we could trade up
Everybody,
in
who
free
you could
knows?
trade
agency.
up, but I think you
everybody
use
in
all four.
agreement on that. We're using all four picks for players.
Who
No,
knows?
I'm
It
Yes.
not. I'm
depends
not
on
agreeing.
who's
Who
there.
know? I don't know, but
Oh, one at a
we
Hold on.
might
time,
trade
y'all.
up.
Anybody?
Hold on. We didn't hear from LBL for so we're gonna go to him. But I just wanted to read Claude Smith's comment. He said one of Harper's most important assets is his leadership. That's what need other than this. Now I'm not gonna lie. I will pick him over Ace because of this. Because for lack of better words, the point guard is the extension of the head coach, and that's the floor general. And we're going to need a floor general with this team, especially a young team. And if you could get a floor general and you give him that responsibility as a rookie, I can imagine good things coming to the Brooklyn Nets because of that. So I want to go to LBL. LBL, how you feel about all of this? Talk to us.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just say two things. One is for for um LM's point about I still go next year. I still go best player available. I don't care if he's a duplicate. You just get the best player. That's what you do. And then for what John said when he's talking about Ace, I'm just zinging John a bit, but I'm saying, John, all that was his Ben Simmons summer tape. Come on. He's
What?
not
No,
he's
no,
putting in the
whoa,
he's
whoa, whoa,
putting in
whoa.
the
You've
work and
seen
all that.
Ace in college.
Everybody
He could do way more
no,
than
I'm
Ben Simmons
saying
can with a jump shot. I wasn't
everyone's
saying this
working
guy's going to
hard.
be the
Oh, let
best
him
right off.
finish.
All I'm saying is everyone's working hard to get better. And I like how you changed him from being like the third pick to he's a project now. And it's like, we don't know who's gonna be better yet, between all three of them. You know what I'm saying? So we will find out, and we'll find out where we are. But what I would say is, when it comes to positions, I don't care about the positions. I just want the best possible person at whatever position, at whatever place in the draft we pick, whether it's three, whether it's two, whether it's one, whether it's six. You just get the best player. Then next year, you do the same thing. Remember, Portland made this mistake. They had Clyde Drexler, who was, you know, potentially a great player, but he didn't come in like gangbusters. He came in and averaged maybe about 11 or 13 points when he first came in the league. But what I'm saying is, you don't pass up Michael Jordan because you got Clyde Drexler. That's what I'm saying. If we get, like, what I am saying is, if we get Dillon, and then next year Peterson happens to be at that spot and he's the best among the people, you just get him. Because
I
at the end
agree.
of the day,
That's
I
true.
agree.
That's
it's
true.
just
It didn't,
I
it
basketball.
agree
didn't,
with
it
you.
didn't work
It's
for
really
Detroit. It didn't work for Detroit. They had got Killian Hayes and all of these guards. It didn't work until they got Cunningham. So my thing is, it makes sense if you got something that's not working to get that same position pick. Other than that, no, I do disagree.
You don't think
I
that was
really
a wrong
disagree.
selection instead of just
What do
them
you mean,
getting Killian
Killian
Hayes?
Hayes?
I
Um,
think it was wrong selection.
Yeah, well, perhaps. But my point is, it didn't work. So yeah, you get the same position in that situation. But if Killian Hayes, or let's say hypothetically, you drafted Cunningham before you drafted Killian Hayes, Cunningham without the injuries, there's no reason to draft Killian Hayes. To me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a draft of somebody to pair with him. I'm not trying to draft the same guy over and over, or
But the
just.
but but the
I just.
argument is, the argument that I think RM is trying to say is, Killian Hayes, regardless of his position, probably wasn't the best player to take, period, at that time. That's what
Right.
he's saying. It's not
yeah.
so
They
much
crapped the bet on that one.
position.
We'll
It's
admit
not so
that.
much a position, so that's what I'm saying. You just take the best potential player, and then you make
But
it work. You
the
make it
best
work.
player
Oh
is
no.
subjective to a lot of people, though. Like, people have different opinions on who they feel the best player is.
It it
Right.
it is right now. But I'm saying it is right
But,
now. But what I'm
but
saying is,
again, you
you
saying
do
it like
not
we don't
pick
got
by
nothing to build
position.
on, like we just starting from this play. That's why I disagree
I
too.
am I am I am saying I am acting like we starting from
Yeah,
scratch.
that's
I
why
am
I
acting
disagree
like
with
that.
you. I disagree with
Yeah,
that,
I hear
Elliot.
you.
I think we should. It's essential to put Cam Thomas in the rotation, Zaire Williams in the rotation. Somebody, just them two. If Clowney work out, he
He,
worked out. But
I think Abiyo means restarting from scratch in terms of franchise player. Like
Right.
we got core players. We don't
okay,
got franchise players.
Right.
That's where we're starting. That's what we need to get. That's the main goal. And
Isn't
that's what I'm
if you
saying.
isn't
land on
it?
if you land on Cooper Flag at one, the good thing about that is Cooper don't turn 19 until December 21st. So realistically, you got an 18-year-old for half of the season. He won't be 19 till next year.
I mean,
Right.
So that's a
Well,
it's
ain't we
like, what's the
working on a
name one,
franchise
right?
player right now?
Now now
big.
Scott, we, like Houston drafted, 3-time college player of the year, Ralph Sampson, right? And then
Yeah.
he went on to win rookie of the year, right? And then they
Right.
got the first pick again. You don't not take Hakeem Olajuwon just because you have him. Now
Yeah, I
remember,
agree. I
and
agree.
Michael Jordan was in that draft. So they could have just said, you know what, we'll take Jordan first. But during that draft time,
I mean,
Hakeem was ranked higher than Jordan. Nobody knew
The
Jordan was
big
going to
man
be
was
as good
ranked
as
higher
Jordan.
I
than the
don't think
guard, especially back then.
they know anybody is going to beat anything. I really don't think they know that. They just going off a hunch. It's a 50-50 chance that that player can be not what you need.
Yeah,
But don't.
that's every
That's every
draft.
draft.
But I'm
So then
saying,
I don't think you.
hands down, going into that '84 draft, everyone knew the consensus best player was Hakeem Olajuwon. So you
Right.
do not pass him up, even if you
No.
got Ralph Sampson.
Right.
And it kind of worked out for them.
It did
So
work
I
Okay,
out.
mean, it worked
but
out
that
for them.
swing,
Yeah, they
right?
won a
That
title.
right.
They
That
got
twin
no, they
tower.
got They got in the finals in their second year together.
Right. It
Yeah,
worked.
so
It
But
it
worked.
worked.
again, the big man dominated back then. And again, I see what you're saying, but the big man dominated back then. And having Samson, and a lot of fans don't know who Samson is. He was a beast. And
No.
that
Yeah,
being
he
said,
was.
Yeah,
him
Ralph
and
Sampson was
Akeem
nice.
next to each other.
Yeah, they
Hold
were
on, but
nice.
again, I want LBL and Scott to react to what Jordi Fernandez says, and we could look into pretty much why the Brooklyn Nets chose him to go represent. What I'm saying, the franchise in the draft. We're gonna get to the react to it first, then we're gonna move around the panel.
The number one priority for me on the court is
Go
to
ahead,
have
Scott.
a plan in place to
Hold
build
on,
a
let
team
him
with
finish.
soul.
Let Jordi talk.
I care about creating winning habits. And you guys know how it feels when you're in a winning environment. Right now, our job is to figure out who's going to be the next step. You guys asked me, I think pretty much all of you, is like, if we go and scout what type of player we're scouting, we want good news here. The players that are always in winning teams, they're the reason why. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And for me as a head coach, that's what intrigues me the most.
That's a good
I want to be part
statement.
of that.
All right, so how you feel about what he says, Scott?
I feel positive about that. That's a good statement too. Because if you never had something, you have to try something different. You have to go outside the box. But Jordy is going to preach defense. That player that they will pick up will be a defensive oriented type of player that can score. That's what he wants.
That's why if he get Cooper, Cooper might rival, and I'll say that he might rival Wemby and Rudy for Defensive Player of the Year in upcoming
Right,
years.
because that's what he wants. You got to play defense.
Right.
You got to. And Jordy, that he's going to preach that, and also we can see that during the season, every player that played got defensively better. If you notice, they got
That's
better.
true.
They got better defensively. I think scoring is easier than to defend. Defend is a action that you have to it's a will to do.
It's something you gotta want to do. You gotta
Right.
want to play
Right.
defense.
It's
I
right.
disagree. I think Clowney got worse.
Oh, you think
At
so? I think
defense?
He
defense.
didn't
I
really
think
get to shine on defense this year.
he never
though.
really stepped in.
Yeah. He didn't
I
I
don't
don't
think you
think
really
he.
saw him play.
I didn't really see him develop too much of anything. Really, to be honest,
3-point shot. He developed
Regress.
3-point
It's
shot. It's
3-point
about
he
it.
shot.
always had a 3-point shot.
Nah, this is the year he really did show it though.
I mean, this is his first
Yeah,
year.
but he was always a shooter.
He was always a shooter. He was always a shooter.
Yeah, so I mean,
When he
it
came
is
out
what
of
it
college,
is.
he was shooting. He was shooting that
Yeah.
three.
I don't like
Hold
how
on, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me read this comment by Terrell Davis. He said, "If we land Flag, I think it's beneficial to keep CT. Flag wouldn't be top scorer from day one. CT will be able to take some pressure off Flag.
That's
Flag
true.
will take pressure off CT.
That's true.
I
They
think
bounced
all of
her
the,
out.
I think any of the top three players, any of the players that we draft should be a number two option to Cam Thomas on the offensive side of the ball. Not saying that Cam Thomas should be the leader, this, that, and the third. Just don't take nothing from what I said, but what I said. Cam Thomas should be the number one option. Ace, Dylan,
why
and
should he be the number one option?
He needs his
because
opportunity.
he got the most.
No, I'm saying
He got the most.
why
He got the most experience in the NBA.
he does
Also,
have that. Yeah.
he got the most experience in the NBA. Also, again, he sat behind KD, Kyrie, and Harden. And again, not to say it like that, but he did good business. He played the game, for
But
lack of better words.
can
He
we
could
look at
have
it?
forced his way out, but he know to be the number one option, he could have got traded and been put on the bench like a lot of y'all was saying. But if he was going to get the number one option, it's waiting it out with the Brooklyn Nets until the opportunity presented itself. I think that's exactly what he did. And I think he wants to build with youth. I think he knows that KD and Kyrie and Harden, this was their last hoorah to try to win the championship. I think he know that he was, you know what I'm saying, one of the youngest players on the team when he became a rookie on the Brooklyn Nets. And now I think he feel like whoever we draft, let me be a duo with them. Let me be a. Let's see how we are together as teammates before we even get to the 2026. Let's see. Let's see that, and I'm excited for that. So I just
All right,
wanted to
but
say.
so now my point is, suppose because like when Michael Jordan was drafted, right? They had proven scorers like Orlando Woodridge. They had freaking George Gervin on that. But what I'm saying is, suppose one of these kids comes in and he's just a better scorer than Cam Thomas. You still gonna say Cam should be the number one option?
No,
No, but
no,
no,
no.
no,
No.
no. I'm not
So that's
saying
what
that.
I'm
No,
saying.
Nah,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
it
nah.
no. But what I'm
without the
saying is
proof.
respect. Listen. What I'm saying is respectfully. That last game of the season, you know what I'm saying? Cam Thomas had 10 assists. It ain't necessarily about him being the number one option just to score the ball. But again, when I say the number one option, let me be specific. Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, when they were the number one option, when you see that on the shot clock, you get 24 seconds in the shot clock. Cam Thomas wasn't getting the ball until it was from 14 seconds to 10 seconds on the clock. Even worse, sometime when it was the grenades between 10 seconds and 5 seconds, or 5 seconds to 0 seconds, which is a grenade. 5 seconds to 0 seconds is a grenade. They was giving him the ball more of the time when he was on the court. 50% of the time when it was like 14 seconds to 10
Hmm.
seconds, they did maybe two basketball actions before they got Cam Thomas the ball. When I'm saying he should be the number one option, the first basketball action from the inbound to off a floor basket should be to him. Or if not, it should be the first basketball action at minimum the second basketball action. You
All
should
right.
be getting the ball to him right away. And then if that don't work, go to something else. But you could he's a three-level scorer. He could shoot the three ball off the high pick and roll. He could go he can play inside the 3-point line and get the PNR going with any big that we got. So yeah, he needs to be implemented in the offense earlier in the shot clock. I'm
So,
talking
so
20
I'm,
seconds to
I think
15.
we're confusing number one. I think we're confusing number one option and number one scorer. Now, if you have both of those two players in one, that's great. But realistically, I think to LBL's point, if your number one option to me is somebody that can not only score but do a little bit of everything, aka Cade, aka Shea, Wimby, Paulo, whatever the case may be. Now, if Cooper, Dylan, or Ace comes to this team, they are going to be number one options in terms of attention. I feel like as soon as they come here, yo, you are franchise player. If anything happens, we go to you. But I do think that Cam Thomas will get his touches as well in terms of, yo, if our number one option ain't open, get it to Cam. If
Exactly.
if if, if our number one ain't there, get it to Cam Thomas.
Right.
I don't think his role is going to diminish, but I do think since the if we get Cooper Flag is immediately going to be the number one option in terms of best player, in terms of attention, in terms of
No.
everything else overall.
He can do
So
a little bit of everything.
I think Cam Thomas will still have his scoring role, but I think realistically, in terms of player,
You
just
think
I,
Cooper?
overall,
I
You
disagree
think
only
I
because
disagree?
Cam Thomas gonna be
You
making more
think
money.
you
So
think
you
you
just
think
like we was
or
talking
Ace
about
Bailey. If
last.
we want to do it with Ace
you
Bailey, I
Wait,
think
think
it's
just
the same thing.
wait, hold on. Give me one second. Just
I
like we
only
was
think
talking
that
about
way
last
for
night.
Cooper and Dylan, bro. Like I
Just like
think
we was talking
Ace is
about
gonna
last
go.
night. You're not gonna give a guy more more clout that's not making as much money as the guy. Value is value. Yes, this is going to be a number one pick, but he's just coming into the NBA. He going to have to get his bearings. And Cam Thomas has already been like growing into an established veteran. It's just like this player that we draft is going to have to.
I mean,
Right,
but
but
I mean, but
in terms
in
of
the case,
financials,
Cam
he should be the
Thomas is
number
not a
one
I
option.
think
franchise player.
I
Claxton
think in
was making most money this year. He was horrible.
I think in the case of Cooper, bro, like the thing is like what we know is gonna go up is revenue, jersey sales, all that crazy
yeah,
shit is
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go right up,
Merchandise,
right off
That's
the
We
rip.
know
true.
that. We know
So I
that.
mean, as the year goes on, as the 82 game season goes on, bro, like the team is most likely gonna follow as he goes. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I mean, like if he's
But they don't
showing
got to
that if
rush it in 1 year though.
no,
Like
it's
they
not
going,
gonna
Yeah,
be
but
they
no,
got his
it's
whole
it's
career. to
Sometimes
build
What
to
if they
after
want?
that.
What if they
No,
want?
he's saying in the first year they're going to try to see what Cooper is. So they're most likely going to have him get more touches. Are you a scorer like that? Can you really read the he's going to get a lot of touches because if he's your number one pick,
or
yeah, we
especially
want to see what you can do.
or especially
Yeah,
Joe
you're gonna definitely let him.
And you got a key in the fact, bro.
Right, how we gonna know the nigga good in the clutch if he not gonna get the shot attempt?
We got a
Yo,
key in
It
this.
don't.
Like if
yo, I
Cam
hear
Thomas
y'all.
play another
I hear
year,
y'all.
One mic, y'all. One mic.
Even with Wemby, bro, he wasn't getting all of the ending shots at the end of his rookie year, bro.
You
Fucking
Yes, he
can't.
so
was.
hard
There
in
was nobody
Vassell.
on that team, Jay. Come on. When was the only
I ain't
bright
gonna
spot
lie,
on
Yo,
that
they
bro,
was
team?
kind
There
of
was no
tripping
one
with
on
me.
that team, Jay.
don't
They
hit
There
me.
was
was no
kind
one
of
on
not
that
giving
team.
Wimby the
Wait,
ball, bro.
listen,
I ain't
hold
gonna
on,
lie
time
to you.
out. Don't give me this revisionist history, John. And LM, you know, because you was in here complaining that they was giving Devin Vassell
yeah.
and Sohan the shots at the end of the game, and they should have gave it to Wemby.
But
They
Jay,
were missing all those
That wasn't
shots.
the case.
but Jay,
Wemby in his third game dropped
but he's
38.
the center.
Like
But Jay,
Yeah,
right,
guys,
but at the
talk to me.
same time, he was still getting.
he's
Dave just had
not
a
bringing the
problem
ball
finding
up.
the nigga, but he was still getting the
You
shot
think
attempts.
you think Cooper can drop 30 in the NBA?
This nigga
I don't think
7'4".
He
He
so.
can't
I
probably
fly
don't think.
though.
could.
I
I
don't
do.
Somebody's
think
7'4".
so.
He
I
can't
do.
He
fly though.
probably could.
I
I
don't
do.
think
I
so,
don't know.
though.
I
I
do.
don't think so.
But
I LM,
suppose
you're not
He can
mentioning
get
suppose
30.
he
He can
gets
get 30 in the NBA.
I think
LM. You're
Cooper
not
can
suppose
get
he
30
mentioning
in
gets
this league, bro.
LM.
In
You're not
today's
In
mentioning.
league,
this
yes.
league, Cooper can
I
get
don't
30.
know,
If that
man.
nigga don't get a 30
I think
point
he can.
game,
I
then
think he
I don't
can.
I think
know.
suppose
he
we
can
get
definitely get 30 in this
I
league,
don't
bro.
know.
Cooper
I
can
don't
suppose
definitely
we
know.
get it.
get
He may not
suppose
do
we
it
get
consistently,
Dylan
but he
Harper
can get
though.
one under his
Well,
arsenal.
you know that what's make you who you are if you can just get it.
Suppose
Cooper
we
can
get
play make, LM. You're not
suppose
Because
we
mentioning
get Dylan
playmaking
I
Harper
mean,
abilities.
though.
He
but
can
we
play
we
yeah,
make
I
forgetting
plays.
that
understand that.
we forgetting that Cooper could do a little bit of everything, bro. Like
I
Right,
ain't
defensively,
he
forget
fits
that.
every
I ain't forget
like
that.
hold
every
up, that like
offensive role you want him
That's
to
why
we
he
be.
we
play.
got to understand defensively, bro. He's probably gonna be one of the best young defenders in the league right away.
Yes, I agree.
That's
He's
He
defensively.
probably
could
gonna
be.
be
He
that
could
right
be.
away.
He could
Like
be.
in
Yes,
terms of his all around game
he
and
could
how
be.
that fills out,
I think
bro.
Jordy can get that out of him. Yes,
Oh
I
yeah,
do. I think
absolutely.
that. I think he will work that in. But for him to drop 25
I
his
mean,
rookie
Why
drop.
not?
season,
He can have a 25-point game.
He
He
he's
can
can
drop
also
not.
a
have a
25
30-point game.
game. Yeah,
He's
he
not
can have
dropping
a game.
25 in college.
You talking about
All right.
He
average?
got a 42-point game in college.
You
Yeah,
talking
I
about
understand that,
average?
but he don't
I mean,
drop an
but you got
average
to
of
remember
25
he
in
playing for
college.
Duke, bro.
No,
Like
Scott,
when you playing for Duke, you
he
got
in
to
the
play an
March
all around
Madness, he
game,
was
though.
dropping 25-point games per all night.
Okay,
Yeah,
What do
we'll
you
see.
mean?
We'll
you gotta
see.
remember, Scott. He playing
His
for
We'll
last
Duke,
see.
game,
bro.
We'll
the last
see.
game before he got eliminated, he dropped 27.
I hope we get him.
Scott, you gotta remember he playing for Duke, bro. When you playing for Duke, you playing in a system. They ain't just letting you do
Yeah, that's
whatever.
Yo,
true. That's
But
true
Tatum
also
too.
average
That's
Tatum
true too.
averaged
salary
That's true
17
cap.
too.
at Duke. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
saying? Like
right.
we got to take
You're
into
right. He's
account.
in the system. That's
He's
true.
in the
That's true.
system. He might
That's
come
true.
here
I think
and like, yo, let
Paolo
me
was
show
only
y'all I can really
averaging
score.
19, bro.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
Zion
true.
was only
Paulo averaged
averaging
19
19.
at Duke. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's true.
nobody
That's
was
true.
going off
Yeah,
at Duke.
Duke is kind of
The
different. Yeah,
the
yeah.
only
Duke,
the only
Duke
dude
is.
that averaged 22 at Duke
Duke
was
got a bunch of
Zion.
scorers on their
That
team.
I
was
think
mostly it.
Kyrie might have averaged 21 in 5 games,
Right,
bro.
right, right. I get it. I get it. I get it.
The
Because Duke
best
got
attribute.
so much talent that
Right.
you're not necessary to
But
drop
it's
that.
Right.
also
You
They not
know.
gonna allow him to
Right, right.
go up
And plus,
every
it's
but,
the
other game.
system. Right,
but it
right.
also
Yeah.
has to
I
do
get
with
it. I
it
get it.
also
You're
has to
right.
do with usage rate too. Who has the ball? So a guard like a John Morant comes in, he's
Yeah.
controlling the ball, so he's gonna score because
Right.
nobody can stay in front of him. So
Right, 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 right.
that's a whole different thing.
So Cooper would be a good
Oh,
fit for a team that's on the rebuild, of course. I get it. I get it. But he cannot. This is going to be different for him. And I'm quite sure y'all know that. This is
He's gonna.
going to be totally little different than the NCAA.
You know what's gonna be good about Cooper being in Brooklyn,
But
Scott?
this would be a good spot for
but
him.
You're
but
gonna
Scott,
like you said, Scott. The
This would be
defense is what
yeah.
he's gonna bring. I
That's
think
what he's going to that's
but
why he's
you
going to be
know,
on the
Wait,
floor.
listen, I like LM. He thinks he's going to drop 25. I think for Cooper, I'd be fine if he was averaging 15, 16 points his first
Me
year.
too.
because
Me
it's
too.
first year.
That's what I expect from him. I don't expect 30 and 25.
What I think what people
No, we wasn't
If,
saying
if
that.
he's,
wait, can I
I
say
can
one
tell you
thing?
this, bro.
That's
If
my
he,
Can I
point.
say one thing
I can
about
tell you this. If he averaging over 20 in his
I
rookie
think
year, bro, they're gonna put the
That's a
team
lot.
behind.
That's a lot.
But
That's
you
a
know
lot,
what's
though.
I think what you're going to see. I think we're going to see what's good with Cooper is wherever our roster is going to be, you're going to see Cooper facilitate a lot. His playmaking abilities on Duke is very underrated.
I
He's not a
agree.
selfish guy. Like he'll pick and choose when he wants to score. But he's going to make sure to find his guys in the corners too. Like Cooper knows how to put the team ahead of
Yeah.
himself. I think that's great leadership.
Me
Everybody talks
too.
about Harper and his leadership.
Bron,
Cooper
you
knows
know what?
how to fit a team system. I
But
think for
you
the
know,
Nets, find the right scorers around Cooper Flag in the next 2 to 3 years. You can have a good team around
but
year
let's
3 or
Yeah,
Hold
4.
talk
I
on,
do.
about. But let's talk
we
about.
not saying that
I
Cooper
got
Hold
gonna
on,
Cooper
come in.
averaging 20,
hold
20
on,
points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah,
hold
me
on.
too.
Let's before
Me
we
20
too.
do that.
points.
Let's watch him play in some of his
20 points
first.
is a right, and plus 20. If y'all look,
Because what I'm saying is,
if y'all look at the past picks, the rookies, KD, LeBron, Paulo, and every rookie who is right now at this point in time in their career, 25 plus points per game scorers, their rookie year they average 20.
and
When you
here's what I'm
average
saying.
20, that's a good predicament of
I ain't gonna
yo,
lie.
this
It's a
guy's
lot
gonna
of
But
be a
niggas in that
25 plus
conversation.
scorer.
Luca,
but
KD,
LM, one of the
Trey
things that
Young.
they're forgetting is one
Yeah.
thing that they're forgetting that also at Duke, it's a luxury to be on Duke because look, every team that you face, you got probably 5 of the top 7 players on the court. So that's a different thing than when you come into the NBA and you might be one of
Or
the
one of
top
the
five.
worst teams.
That's what I'm trying to say. So like when you got, you know, 10 All-Americans playing alongside of you and you playing freaking Idaho or something like that, that's a lot different than coming into the NBA and you playing, Boston, or you playing the Knicks, or you playing Cleveland, and then you got
With other number ones.
guys on there. Huh?
With other number ones on the
No,
court.
I'm talking
No,
about with
I'm just
other
saying in
guys that
general,
are not as
these
good.
players that's in the NBA can play. We might say, oh, they
Oh no,
trash.
they
I
They
mean,
can play.
but
They can
but the
play the game.
but at the same time, the battery is going to be put in the back of the pick that's drawing the most, bro.
Yeah,
Like drawing the it.
but they also know 82 games are.
True.
They're gonna know what to do for their body to play
I think y'all
82
underselling.
games.
I think y'all
Yeah,
underselling the
that's true.
lottery
But
picks in terms
in the
of
case
they
of
can't ball out. They can't
our
stay healthy.
roster, bro, we
You
got to
got to see what the
understand.
roster is too, LM.
Yeah, yeah. In the case of our roster, bro,
I'm just trying to go
if
ahead.
Cam Thomas comes in, if Cam Thomas comes into the season as one of the oldest players on this roster, bro, I can guarantee you, bro, like Cooper Flag is showing, if showing 19 5 and 5 on a given night, bro, he's going to be given a lot more the opportunities. He's gonna
If
have
he
the
can
batteries
show
put.
that. If
If
he can
it's that
show it.
type of
If he
roster,
can show
yes,
it.
feel
Leaf.
like
If
If he
it's
can
that type
show
of
it.
young roster, I think you're right, Leaf. But if there are still veterans on this team, it's probably going to be a little less. But I think you're in the right ballpark. If it's just him
I feel
and
like
Cam, if it's just him and
I know
Cam,
it's under 20. I
yeah.
know it's going to be under 20
I
because
feel
there
like
are going to be veterans on
I
this
feel
team.
like
And
based
Cam
on
is a veteran.
I feel like
Cam is
based
a
on who
veteran.
we draft, if we draft if we draft Cooper first, he's gonna do whatever he's doing with John or what so and so is saying about 16 or whatever. But I'm saying I feel if you draft, but if you end up, and I'm not talking about draft position, but I'm saying if we end up with Dylan, because of ball usage, because he has the ball in his hands way more than I anticipate Cooper will, he's gonna score more.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
I think Cooper gonna score a lot more in transition and like transition threes, pull
But
ups
all of
and
that,
shit
but
like
all
Like
of
a
that, and
wing.
stuff.
all of
Like
that
a
Yeah,
depends
wing.
on
yeah.
who your teammates are. See, Dylan, it depends less on who his teammates are because he got the ball.
Right.
So
Right.
that's
Until
what
he
I'm
show
saying.
that ability, then
Yeah,
he'll get the green light.
But I think both of them gonna have a lot of more open floor opportunities. They're gonna have opportunities to have the ball in their hands, to have court sets.
He'll get
And
Dylan,
his
to MB,
opportunity.
and the
Dylan,
NBL point,
Dylan.
based on how they play in summer league, the shit might change going into the regular season.
Depending on where Dylan goes, bro. He's gonna have the keys. Obviously, though, like it depends on like the point guard lineup or whatever team.
Yeah.
Utah, as far as I'm concerned, they got Deontay George, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, them type of niggas, bro. Like, but
today's
I think eventually Dylan, if he goes there, bro, he'll get them spots.
and today's point guard is different than the way it used to be, like where you're just running a team. Now it's all about can you make
Can you
mismatches?
score? Can you get up shots? Can
Can
you
you take advantage of
yeah.
having the ball?
It's all
So
it's all
that's
about
why,
how much offense you can produce, bro.
like,
Like in
yeah,
a high
exactly. So
level, bro. Like
sometimes it's shoot first, pass second.
true.
It's
Right,
not.
them CP3 Magic Johnson type point guards, that era is over.
Yeah,
Them
yeah.
niggas is
That
Well,
era is
worthless.
over.
What
That
you
shit
mean?
like
well,
Nah, don't
well.
say
I
that.
don't
Look at
think that.
Hallie.
I don't
Look at
think that.
Halliburton, man.
I don't think Halliburton is
I mean,
doing exactly what you saying he's not
Halliburton
doing.
is a hockey
It
assistant,
doesn't
bro. Like,
matter. He showed you that
but
assist
Halliburton can
makes
score
the
though.
team run. Yeah,
yeah,
well, you can
he
score.
does.
He can
And so
score.
could Magic Johnson.
And so could
What the
Magic.
Yeah,
hell?
Word.
so can Magic Johnson, bro. But I'm not saying that. But the thing is, you got to respect Hallie out on the perimeter too. You got to respect Halliburton out on a perimeter. You got to respect him
Yeah,
in open
But
court because
his game is not scoring. It's really not. He don't score that. He don't have to score
He's
to
he's
kill
scoring,
I
but
you.
mean,
look at it,
yeah,
look at it, look at
but
look at a
here's
point
the
guard like
thing.
Cade who can
If
get
you
you
look at the
30 and
way that
17.
Indiana, if you look at the way that Indiana is built from 1 through 5, they got shooters on the court from Miles Turner, Siakam. Everybody could do something on the
Showtime.
perimeter.
You
Yeah,
remember
everybody could do
Showtime?
something on the
You
perimeter.
remember
But
Showtime?
I remember Showtime. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I got an idea of what
But
Showtime
I'm
was.
just, but we're
This is
saying
not that,
that
bro.
this era of point guards, it's rare that you're gonna. Halliburton is a rare
No, I think
case
Cade
in
is like
terms of
that. Honestly,
Cade is a scorer
nah,
though.
he's a
I
scorer.
He's a
think, but
scorer.
Cade
If he
can
went
handle
less
the
cut,
ball.
they would have.
Right, but
His
Cade,
thing,
Cade can run
his
a team
thing,
though.
Cade can
his
right,
thing.
but Cade can score. He is known as a scorer, but he can also
Exactly.
get you 17 assists.
Right.
He's more of a balance than
But
Halliburton.
he
Halliburton is just gonna look for you, but Cade might look for his shot first, and then all right, let me get my man's.
he was looking
Like
for a shot too much to me.
he was
That
doing that in this series. He was
it,
looking for a
Yeah.
shot.
that
Like
I don't think he
I'm
was
just
looking for a
saying.
shot enough in the fourth quarter. He kept
I'm
passing the
just
ball to
saying.
niggas.
I'm just saying.
yeah.
When it's like that, when you have one dimensional player, this is the result. This is the result of where your team is going to go. You
I mean,
cannot be one dimensional at point
What's his name
guard.
don't
You
pass a lot.
can't be one dimensional at
SGA
point
don't pass a
guard.
lot. He's just hard to stop.
I mean, well,
That's
SG,
true.
well,
SGA don't be
the
getting
thing
a
about
lot of
SGA
assists.
is SGA got a lot of defenders around him, and he plays defense himself. So,
Yeah,
like, I mean,
Exactly.
so the
but he's
playmaking,
a scorer.
yeah,
He's a
but
scorer.
the playmaking on that team offset itself, bro, because offensively they don't really have to exert
That first game, he took a lot of shots,
He did take a lot of shots, but the
and he
second
missed a
game,
lot of shots. They
but the
put
second
pressure
game he
on
came
him.
back and shot 11 for 13, had 30 some
I
points.
know he had a
So,
better game, but I'm just
yeah,
saying they put pressure on him.
The
That's
same,
they
where their
did.
weakness is
the
at.
same, with, the
That's
same
what. That's
thing
where their
with
weakness is at.
the same thing
But
with
but
Murray.
they strength.
He's not
If
a
you look at OKC
passer.
If
strength,
he
they strength
go,
is
they go. They go.
Look at the
OKC
They
point
strength
guards
is
gone.
that's
really.
come into the league the past few decades, though. Like with Rose, Lillard, Steph, John
Yeah.
Morant. Okay,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these niggas is not pass first guys. They
Exactly.
No,
were
but
scorers.
you
Murray.
gotta, you
Them
gotta,
niggas,
you
them
gotta
niggas is
have,
get it
you
done,
gotta
get
be
it
more than
I'm
scoring.
one
not saying
dimensional
yes, you gotta
to
have a
win a title.
balance, but
To win a
but
title,
most of these
I'm
dudes are
talking about. I'm
scorers.
not talking about from a fan perspective. Like, okay, we good with this guy. He can score mad points. He give you a
Yeah.
little bit of assists, a little bit of steals, whatever. You got to be well rounded and show that you can do
Yeah,
it at
that
any
takes
time
time. Yeah,
to win a
I mean,
title. To
because
win
let's
a
be
title.
real. Let's be
I mean,
real.
I well, I would say,
Why did
well,
Steph win
everything
that
that you
first
saying is
title?
on
Mike,
point,
hold
bro.
on.
But
Leafs, let LBL go. They go after him.
Why did Steph win that first title?
because he had a lot of people around him that could do the other stuff.
Because
Yeah.
he had Foreman
Shoot.
net. He had Foreman net on his team, right?
Sean Livingston.
Exactly. Sean Livingston was doing that work that
Yeah,
allowed
yeah.
him to
Sean
slide
Livingston
over
was. Yeah, he was on the mid range. He was the one playing the defense. Like you could
and
be one
passing
dimension.
and passing.
Yeah, but the thing is, Steph
In
is
a
an
team
anomaly.
concept, you can be one
Yeah,
demon. In a team
but
concept.
in a team concept, yeah, you could be that. Steph, the only anomaly next to him is Joker, bro. Because the thing is, all Joker got to do is rebound and guard the basket, bro. He ain't got to come out there as much because a lot of
You're right.
it's a lot of people.
You're right.
It's a
They're
lot of
one
people
of
that's
one.
not.
That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
they one of one, bro.
Exactly.
If you look at the way their teams are built, bro, they're built around their weaknesses. The Bucks was built around Giannis's weaknesses. You need 4 shooters on the court. The the Joker. The Nuggets is built around his weaknesses. You need agile defenders. You need athletes.
Yeah.
The Warriors was built around Steph's weaknesses, bro. Yo, we need a lot of athletes. We need
Remember
a
how
lot of
much
good
they used to
passes and
hide him
cutters.
on D? Yeah.
Yeah, they used to hide him a lot on defense, and all four of and you had Draymond, Iggy, Sean Livingston, whole bunch of niggas that could play defense on the court. So
Yeah,
every
that's
team is
true.
built around a lot of players' weaknesses, but they are the only
That's
three
true.
anomalies. They are the main anomalies.
Yeah.
They the main
I
anomalies.
agree.
Everybody else, bro, gotta have some type of all around ability in their game.
I agree.
Yep. I can live with that.
Hold on. We're gonna continue to react to Jordi Fernandez and just what we think about, you know what I'm saying, going into the draft. It's only days away. Shit, 72 hours. Shit, like a motherfucking Nick Nolte, Eddie Murphy movie in the hood. It's about to be
Nick
48
Nolte.
hours. You know what I
So
mean?
yes,
Hold
48
on.
hours, right?
I'm flying.
Nick Nolte.
Just understand what the people of Brooklyn are all about.
We're gonna hear what Jordi
The
Fernandez
Brooklyn
says and then
Nets
react to it.
becoming an organization that
Wait, that's
wins
them
and
racing? What the fuck they
sustains
racing
winning.
for?
And
They
is
trying out for the
an
block.
example for others, and people have respect. To me, that's the most important thing. Respect for what we do. It's pretty cool. And it's not about me or Sean, our best player. It's about what we're doing together.
We have 4 first-round picks, which I am excited, elated about.
So they excited and elated about the 4 picks. It looked like they want to use those 4 picks. It don't look like they're going to group up the other 3 picks to try to move and get 2 lottery picks. It looked like they set in stone. And these guys that y'all see sitting at the table, all of these guys are scouts. All of these guys is going to look at the Max Reynolds and all of these different players that y'all mentioning in the chat. All of these different players that Iceman and all the other LM and LBL and all of these players that they talking about, they actually go see these guys at the game. It's not only look at what they do on the court, but who they are off the court. This is what this documentary is basically saying, or this episode, the scout episode. They talk about how scouts now they want to see the kind of person you are as well, not just again they saying that you're representing the franchise. So to represent the franchise, you know what I mean. They thinking long term, 4 years at minimum. So they just want to make sure they building with the right people, not just the right players. So that's what I took from that. That's what I took from that. Watching this thing, but
Can I add one caveat though? Can I add one? Can I add one caveat? And
any
that
of
is
y'all,
the
yeah,
caveat
yeah.
is remember, like when you say it looked like they want to keep all 4 picks and this and that. Remember, this one here, it was recorded in September.
Right. Good mention, Bill.
So, things could have changed in their viewing after seeing these guys over months and seeing their own team over months. Like they could be saying that, yeah, we're excited about having 4 picks, as all of us were back in September. But
Right. A lot
but
has changed.
now we don't know if that's how they still feel.
Good point.
Of course, we don't know, but I'm just saying. Me personally, I want them to move off of those 3 picks, bunch those 3 picks up, and try to move into the lottery, and have 2 picks in the lottery. That's what I want. But that's just me. Any of y'all care to
Milwaukee
react?
is already. Isn't Milwaukee at 19 already?
Yeah, that's our Bucks pick. Yep.
So I mean, what's the? I guess it's the Knicks pick, which is probably around
25.
27,
20, it's not
25.
25 or 26.
So, and then we got 1 second rounder, right?
We also have the Rockets pick. I think both the Knicks and Rockets picks are jumbled, so like they're 2 picks against each other. So we would have 2 straight picks right there.
Right. So, Breezy, what you mean by move up? Like, obviously, our pick is going to be in the lottery regardless. But do you want to
Right.
move up from 19 with
Right.
the
So
Milwaukee
the
pick?
19, 26, and 27, those last 3 picks, bunch them up with a team that, you know what I'm saying, maybe wanting to come off of contracts on their roster, get them
So you
off of the
think that
roster.
there's not going to be a good pick at 25?
No. I do think there's going to be good picks based off of what we've
Okay.
been, all of the research that we did as Nets fans this season. I do think that is a good pick. But again,
It might be too
my thing
much.
is, No,
Too much?
I don't know how many of these players are going to be player developed this first season, and how many of them going to make the rotation. But I do
Honestly
know if you
speaking,
get two
What happened?
guys going to make rotation.
oh, okay. Honestly speaking, I mean, I think the first three is probably definitely going to play on any team because all them teams are garbage. But I don't think they that big of a needle changer at that, especially the first 2 or 3 years.
You gotta look at the Spurs and OKC, two teams who might want to trade with different teams on draft night.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
know
two
we could
things you
look at
gotta
that, but I
monitor.
mean, they'll be needle movers for him because they have Wimby.
Yeah, but the Spurs have two lottery picks too. Remember, with the Hawks,
What
I think
about what about
get
what
eliminated. They
about
have to pick that.
Washington, the Nets,
Well,
Utah? I mean,
the biggest thing is we'll see May 12th because if you get like a top 3 pick, then you playing with house money. Then you
Right,
can do
that's when you
whatever
can
you
trade
want with
up.
the rest of them picks because you know
Exactly.
you getting a
right, right,
starter.
right, right. So this Monday is the biggest thing for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
This is a celebration day. Either a
Well,
Well,
celebration or
let's hope.
crying,
Let's hope.
yeah.
or you'll be crying. One of the
Knock
two.
on wood, right?
Yo,
Yeah, only
it's a
because
tie game.
if you
Tie
playing
game
with
right now.
house money, you get one of those top
Right,
guys that you
right,
want.
right, right. I agree.
Then you can
Then
even
you can
think
wheel and
about,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then you can even think about
trading.
getting one guy and
Yeah,
then
just
just
move on
trading
down
the
to
rest and
10.
going to next
Try
year's
to get
draft.
close to 10. Right.
Well,
But
who's
I
to
like
say the teams 8 through 15 they might be looking at somebody there that they can add like yo this dude might be good to the roster.
well,
Who's
OKC
to
doesn't have
say
any
they?
roster spots, though. Let me
I,
remember that
I,
too. It makes the roster
honestly,
full. They might
honestly
That's
be
true, but
speaking,
I don't think
no.
this. It's Spurs projected at 8. I don't think San Antonio is gonna get off at 8. They probably
with,
think, yo, I could
but
use somebody
Honestly
there at the top
speaking,
8.
I ain't gonna lie, they
That's
need to
go
fine.
stop
ahead,
spoon.
Scott.
They need to stop spoon feeding the Spurs like they don't got a roster, bro.
What
Like, god
and
damn,
what
yeah, they got a roster already.
what
they
I'm
got a
saying
roster
is,
already. They still spoon feeding these niggas picks, bro. Like
yeah,
this shit is
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
true. That's true.
and
I
what
think
I'm
it depends on if you get if they give number 1. I think that's gonna fucking
Uh,
Ooh,
but
come
niggas is
on,
gonna
no,
throw
see,
Cleveland.
we're
now,
Come on,
talking about
not
no,
well. I'm not
no,
even thinking like
no.
that. I'm not
That
even
when we're
can't
thinking like
talking
that.
happen.
about us.
They can't
We're
get
talking
Cooper Flag and have Kevin
Because
Durant.
because if they
But
do,
that's
if
what I
that
think we mean by
happens,
Lee saying spoon fed. I think
it
that would
it,
be a
it,
spoon fed type situation.
You
but
just
when
got
it
we're
to,
is a
talking
spoon
about
fed type of
us,
situation.
all
They
right.
still
getting
come
two
on. You
top
just got
ten
a top
picks.
5 pick
we
drafted. You
still
ain't traded to your
believe we
team in the
still
DM
got
Nigga,
five
Wemby went out with a
like that.
blood clot.
regardless of whether we get
He went out with a blunt clock, say I could get two top 10 picks. The shit was
but
rigged.
No,
Nah,
but
no, he
Yo,
didn't
this
listen,
bring a
nigga
health
Leaf,
issue.
man.
Stop it, Leaf. Stop it.
Hey,
Rigged
hey,
that
Calm
hey,
shit.
down.
They
yo,
Calm
possibly
down.
yo.
might be in a
Hold on, wait,
play-in
wait.
if that
I
nigga don't
would
get
say
injured.
Leaf is
Come on,
bugging.
man.
I would say
Come
Leaf
on,
is
come on.
bugging, but Dame
But
came back
I'm
from that
not.
same blood clot in like a week.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
wait,
Dan came
wait.
back in
Yeah,
that same blood
he's got
clock in like 2
7 foot.
weeks.
Wait. You gotta remember, bigger guys have those
No,
types
but
of
it's not
things.
just
Yeah,
that.
Lillard is 6'3". He good. When this nigga is
It's no, it's
7'4",
not.
it
But
might be a whole
Yeah.
different
listen,
situation.
No, I hear
And then,
you,
bro,
listen,
he
but
but
weighed the exact same as that nigga Dame.
listen,
They both weigh a buck 50. Nigga,
Oh, stop.
listen.
Nigga, it ain't
Come on.
about
That
the.
guy's seven
I think
foot.
weight.
No,
It's
Come
about
on.
the
hold on,
height.
y'all.
Stop it.
Yeah, that
Hold on,
height
y'all.
is a problem.
They still got Castle too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like they just got a number 1 pick and then we fast forward to this next draft and then it's that. No, let's not forget the last season
They got Castle.
yeah,
Yep.
they got
but
Castle
that's
in the
my
top
And he was
5.
rookie of the
who is
year,
the
right?
rookie of the year?
So hold
Got
on.
Yeah.
two
So
Castle.
rookie of the
hold
year
on.
niggas on
Hold
their
on.
team.
So listen. They got 2
They ain't no
straight
rookie
in
of the
this.
year if them
Bro,
niggas get
listen,
8.
bro. In the span of 2 years, they got 2 rookies of the year, bro. It'd
let's
be
do the same
ridiculous if the
thing.
NBA goes to the again, bro.
But
He
that's
said, let's
but
do the
but
same
no,
thing.
but see, no, I'm
The
saying, but
NBA
that's
go
my
to them again, bro.
but
Nobody
my
could
point
could
is,
cry about our tank, bro, because them niggas won
It
20,
wasn't
won
a
30
tank,
something
man. It's a
games.
player
but
development
that's my
season.
point that we need to keep a focus on. We still got control of our 26 pick. So with that,
That's true.
whoever we get, I'm saying, even if it's Cooper or Dylan, we still need to think about getting one of them top guys next year. So we don't have to get the top,
But I don't want
we
to hear
want
the
to get
word
the best
tank.
players
I don't
available.
want to hear tanking next year.
I
Don't,
think
don't
I'm
you
worry,
just,
should.
I'm,
Scott.
I
I'm
Don't
just,
worry,
think
Scott.
I'm
yeah,
just
But you
saying,
I
Don't
why
think
him
worry.
you
out,
would.
bro.
Hold
Like,
on,
what
I don't want to
roster,
hear that.
what
hold on.
roster are we supposed to win with, Scott?
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't
Hold
want to
on, y'all.
hear it again,
Yo, y'all
man.
better
Hold on,
beware.
hold on,
Listen,
Cause
y'all. Hold on,
No.
hold on, y'all. hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Two things. I'm
And
gonna
yet
finish
you
this
jealous of,
content. Then I'm
and
gonna
yet
put.
you jealous of the
I'm
Spurs.
not jealous of him, but I'm just
Hold on,
I,
y'all.
I
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna finish this content and then I'm gonna put on the playoff game. It's in overtime. Like Denver and OKC is in overtime
Yeah,
right
Got
yeah.
now.
that
They
shit
Shay
as
showed
well.
the
who
Shay
kicked it
showed the
out.
bag. That nigga
They,
took some dumbass mirroring.
they battling out. So let me finish this content. Then we're gonna get to that. Hold on.
It really helps your evaluations.
None of these guys are polished at this particular point. You know, there's a huge development piece and development plan that needs to be put in place. There are certain things that will stand out. You'll see a couple of these guys come up with an NBA move, and then you go, okay, that's something I see in our league. How do we grow that? What else can they do?
Just spending some time away from the office is always good to build kind of a good trusting relationship, so where I can challenge his opinion or he challenged mine.
Honestly, not much different, but he had more shooting touch than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's something there.
I'm not sure how that translates to
For sure.
Translates to our level or not.
We know that if Sean's out there doing the same thing that we're doing, it kind of gives us more confidence and more encouragement to continue to fight, press on.
This year, there's just so much unknown with potentially 6 draft picks. So to know all ends of the draft, throughout the draft, is going to be paramount to us.
Potentially.
I think you treat this draft like any other, utmost importance, and that's going to come in a hurry. War Room this year is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. So it's a little bit uncharted territory. It's something we embrace, and we know exactly what's at stake, and we've got to get it right.
Nigga, Sean Marks look like,
Most
yo,
screen
please
time
He
understand.
now.
worried.
How many is?
Sean Marks,
He is
Sean Marks
worried.
acting like his job is on the line,
Right.
nigga. You know
It
you
is.
It is,
Hold
yo.
on, hold
It
on,
is.
hold on.
It
It
is.
is.
he the
It
whole
is on the
era,
line.
but he should
Taking
have
the
been
top pick, you
fired.
That
gonzo.
shit
You
is.
Before
gonzo.
y'all start yelling, let me say
His
something.
ass
Hold
should
on.
have been fired.
Can I
That's the
react to the
case.
video? Can I react to
Yes.
the video real quick, please?
It's,
All I want to say is,
Nigga sweating bullets in the back of a limo.
let Bree say what he got to say.
the urge. It sound. I hear the urgency in his voice. And
Yeah,
again,
I do.
yeah, as
Yep.
much as y'all may
Nigga
say that he's
panicking.
not on the hot seat, again, this is every attempt that a GM can ask for. You get the attempt where you rebuild the team with a coach and Kenny Atkinson, and then you trade off to try for a championship, and you miss. You don't get fired. Now you get the opportunity to get back into the draft with a lottery pick, which you never had. And yeah, he knows the absolute magnitude of this draft, and I do think that you know what I'm saying, we're gonna
All
win. I think we're
right.
gonna win.
PJ
Look
Johnson
at
should be
this.
the new
Look at
GM,
this.
man. He
Look at
actually
this.
has a
Look at this.
vision. I'd give
I,
him a GM approval.
I told y'all already that y'all better beware of Sean Marks because he didn't say we got 6 draft picks. He said we got 6 draft picks potentially. And then the other day, I told y'all I heard him talking about Brooklyn Nets draft picks are more valuable than they ever been. Why are you evaluating the draft picks if you're not trying to move? How valuable they are if you're not trying to move them? That's like he's trying to say.
But we
The
gotta
When,
fried
remember this
oh,
footage
listen,
was in
listen,
September.
the
That's
listen.
fried
like
chickens.
to
Come on, the
every
He's
other
fried
saying.
point.
chickens. Go ahead, Jay. The
He's
fried
saying,
chickens.
he's saying, yo, we are ass right now, and people know we ass, and they expecting us to be ass. So these draft picks are valuable. So we could probably get top dollar for these draft picks if we could find a way to make a move that's advantageous to us.
Well, you got to. You
Which would
got
be
to.
drafting, not
What?
trading.
Well, you gotta look at
Yeah.
everything. You gotta look at everything. You can't sit back and just go one sided. No, I'm gonna just draft. And if somebody come to you and say, "I'll give you my pick and this player," and that player is who you want, and that
You're
pick is
not making
maybe
you
two
don't make
steps
trades for
back,
just
so you're not
anybody though.
losing anything. That's a
You don't
win-win.
make
You
trades
have
for
to
just
take that
anybody.
trade.
If
No,
you
not
going for
anybody.
if you
I'm
going
just
for a
saying.
player, you better make sure that that player guarantees you a top 3 seed in your conference.
Well,
That's
you just
if you're
said that
gonna make a
next
move.
year. You
If
just
you're
said
gonna make
next
a
year. You just said everybody next year said next season is washed. Right? Everybody agree with that?
So about this
I
season
said it.
upcoming?
Next
No,
season.
you said you don't want
No,
to
no.
see it
I'm just
tank.
saying if we're not making the playoffs next year.
I mean, what they mean is
Are
that
we
player's not
making
going
the
to get.
playoffs next year? That's the question I'm
No,
asking.
they're not.
Hold on, if you heard
Okay, so
BJ
then
Johnson, if you heard BJ Johnson in the video, he said, verbatim, these next two, no, actually these next three, next three drafts. He didn't say this next one.
So
He
then
said
yes,
these
you can
next
make a
three.
move. Yes, you can make a move.
So
Man.
they are looking, in my opinion, they're looking at this draft and they're looking at next draft.
So they looking.
There's no way that they're not.
So what Sean is saying is, I have to leave my options open. If somebody say, "Look, we want that player. We'll give you our next year first," and you got the bastard and them coming out, and you still got your first. Now you got 2 number 1 picks next year. You're not going to make that move.
We only got 1 pick next year. You talking about if we got a plethora next year?
No, I said
not
if
understand what you're talking about.
I'm saying is if a team come to Sean and say, "Look, we want that player. We want your pick for this year. We'll give you our first year, next year pick, and we'll throw in a number 2 this year."
Which pick you talking about?
I'm just saying, not a lottery pick. That lottery pick is off the table. I'm not talking about. You got 25. You got 19.
To trade our pick.
Don't say that stupid. Don't say stupid.
Well, Scott, if you want to trade with the Spurs, we could get their Hawks pick for 2026. I think that's a better deal.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
you have to leave your options.
They gotta be able to want to do that. That's the
point. I know that. That's what
this shit is not going to be one-sided.
That's what he's saying.
Want to compete? They already got Fox.
No, it's not even just the Spurs. I'm talking about all NBA 30 teams. Whoever you trying to make a deal with, cool. You want to do something? Of course you're gonna go to them to do it. Like, yo, I got a proposal for you. But they gotta be the ones saying, all right, I see where your vision
might
is
come
at.
to. I honestly believe teams are coming to him. I don't even think he has to go to them. I think teams can possibly be coming to him for that 19 pick.
John Marks, and he said, "I want 2 first-round picks for everybody."
You know what's funny? I think more teams are gonna tank next year than this year.
Oh, that's gonna suck. The NBA, the ticket sales.
That's gonna be terrible. That's gonna be terrible for the league, man.
That's why Silva wants to do the world versus the North America, because this whole season is gonna be a shitload, and they need something for people to feel happy.
That's gonna be terrible for the league, man.
We've been saying the next draft class is arguably better than this one.
I didn't never say that. I'm just saying people make it seem like it.
Everybody, the scouts and the people that's doing their due diligence is saying
they said that last year about this year.
No, yes, they did. It's a good draft.
Yeah, I'm just saying they said that last year.
Yeah,
they said that last year that this is the mother law.
This is a good draft. Yeah,
they said this is the mother law. Yeah. Now next year is big mother.
They didn't say that about 2024. They didn't say that about
No, they did not say that about 2024.
Better than Stephen Castle?
Huh?
You don't think a lot of the dudes in this draft is better than Stephen Castle?
I think about 5 of them niggas already is better than Stephen Castle.
Exactly. That's what
already
better.
Yeah. Okay. So next year is better than this year.
Hold on. I love the upside y'all put on these players that didn't touch the NBA court yet. I swear I do. Again, and it's funny to me because I don't watch college basketball to argue.
So why don't you just start watching?
But, right. No. So hold on.
They ain't play college basketball yet.
Right. So hold on. Exactly. Right. So hold on. It looked like I gotta wrap up because I gotta be early. It looked like the Nuggets is fitting to beat the Thunder. It looked like the Nuggets going up 2-1. In game.
I said I got the Nuggets in 5, bro.
Didn't I say they needed to be tested? Didn't I say that?
Hold on.
I said the Nuggets in 5.
I said they're going to get tested.
Don't worry. OKC got this, man. Relax.
I'm just saying they're going to get tested, though.
Wait, let Breezy finish. Let Breezy wrap up.
Hold on. We're going to see what's going to happen. It's too early to say. I do want to give OKC the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to count them out after 2-1. 2-1 ain't bad as 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So
this series is over.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But before I leave,
OKC ain't got no real muscle. The series is over.
Always before I leave, I gotta give a shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets, John. Shout out to This Is JTV. Shout out to LM. Shout out to LBL for life. Bars is beautiful. I see him rapping on X the other day. I ain't really hear all of the bars. I was somewhere where I couldn't hear the actual music, but I seen him rapping. Shout to Scott. Shout to Leaf 4788. Subscribe to Leaf 4788. Still trying to get the 300, man. Just go over there. Just help Leaf get the 300, man. Come on.
Man, these niggas is
He
being
been
cheap,
at
bro.
two. What number
How much
you
money
at,
I
Lee?
gotta give?
How much? What number you at?
Subscribe, man.
I'm at 296. This shit is
You've been at
ridiculous.
296 for a minute.
I've been at 296 for 2 months.
What? Listen, I have 2 accounts and I'm subscribed to both accounts
I'm at
to you. So
296, bro, because the Nets is trash. That's why.
Oh yeah, I want to shout you guys out. Just hit 300 followers on X, so thank you guys for following my content. Much appreciated.
no problem, no
Alright.
problem.
Oh, who they
No
beat up?
problem, man.
Who got hit in the
He's
back of the
down
head?
bad. Hopefully he okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's gonna. I feel like. What time the lottery come on Monday? 7.
7, about
I'm
7.
gonna be.
Yeah, 7.
I'm gonna stream live for that shit.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to pull all y'all. I'm gonna try to pull all y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all niggas might be in different tabs, man. All right, everybody going live, but I don't.
I'm going
I
live.
gotta check it.
I'll be over X, so you'll be easy to find me. But I'll try to be on Scott's for a bit. But I have to be on X and on Scott's feed, so it's gonna be a lot more.
I might
Right.
just do the classic late night stream. Let all y'all tussle with the 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the live. Yeah.
He's still show for boxing gloves.
They're gonna be crying. They're gonna be crying at that time.
It's either gonna be tears of joy.
Depending on what
tears of
we get,
sadness.
bro. Like, I'll let you know, bro. I'm not showing up, bro. Like, if I don't get what I want.
No, you showing up, Leaf. You showing
No, I'm
up
not.
with the guard.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
So if we don't
I'm
get
being-
Ace, you're not showing up.
No.
What the? Come on.
Lee, we know damn well if we get H, you
Hold
showing
on.
up.
Hold on. I just gotta say, man, it's really
What?
vlogging for after. Like we'll talk about the game for like 20 minutes, and then we'll be talking about the draft for like an hour and a half, bro. So like now that we this close, it just feel good. So I want to say, thank y'all for rocking with all the Net Fan content creators, man, all of us for rocking this season, staying together. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if we get along or not, y'all still pushing the content. We don't always have to agree with each other as long as we all want the best for the Nets. We can find common ground.
That's right.
Yeah, we catch on the next one. Y'all pulling up with more content tomorrow. How soon? I don't know. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you to
Nigga Breeze keep taking pauses.
He got technical difficulties tonight.
Breeze keep taking pauses, bro.
Hey Breeze, who's your service provider?
Right.
We need elevator music, Jay.
We gotta put Verizon on blast.
Whoever it is, yo, that's crazy.
Wow, what happened? And what is it?
You was
you was cutting it and out. Like you was
You was
talking,
like,
and it seemed like you was trying to have a heartfelt speech, you know what I mean? And it was just cutting out every
Nah, it sounded like you was pausing for like dramatic
like right
effect,
now.
Nobody's trying to prevent it. Who is it? Admit it.
I paid them like 2 weeks, man. I need better service if I'm gonna be paying y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because that bill come every month. That's
a fact.
Word, don't have me out here with the motherfucking Spirit Wi-Fi. Like,
Spirit Wi-Fi.
All y'all. Thank y'all. Shout out to Spirit. I didn't mean to sub y'all like that. You know what I mean? Nets fans is the best fans. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.